teams trying to stake their claim to being among the best in the country in this top 25 showdown we have in store. And the Canes will boot it away to start the game. He'll bring it back from inside the 15. Just never had a chance to shake loose, and he'll be brought down at the 24. The Wolfpack offense comes out to get things started in this one. Here he comes, and obviously defense is always going to be aware of a quarterback, but boy, he finds a way to put defenses on their heels all the time, David.
I mean, what can't he do? He's got the weapons, he's got the confidence, he's got the experience. Jesse, these kind of guys are so hard to defend.
You're right. They better be able to find a way to get pressure on him, because if they don't, this is going to be a long day.
This crowd trying to make life miserable for this offense. Goes to the option. He'll toss it. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Here comes the offense on second down. Discards a man. The defense wouldn't let him loose there, and it was a completion, but they lost yardage.
And a really nice job by the defense of winning second down. I think the quarterback thought he could dump this off, maybe get some positive yards, set up a good third down. The defense did a great job responding and getting that running back on the ground.
He's able to fight his way for a couple of yards, but it'll be fourth down and 3. A fairly short distance here toward the sidelines, not his best work. So Miami's offense headed onto the field. Our first look at them today. And if these two guys wind up getting matched up, David, we'll see what wins, speed or force.
Yeah, and you love to be physical and set the tone, and this linebacker does that consistently. Now, Jesse, keeping up with the speed on the other side, that's a different animal.
Might be different, but we're going to see this receiver work underneath on some drag routes. You better be careful.
Incomplete.
Caught in the wash against this linebacker.
Oh, he had him right down the middle, and it just squirted right through his fingers, and they miss an opportunity for a nice play on first down. Runs through the tackle. Ripping off a pretty good chunk of yardage. They've got it out to the 41 with a first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They're going to ride this running back. And they picked up 9 on first down. It'll bring up second and short. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season, that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged. But when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
Leaves it with the back. And he's able to find a little bit of running room before they get him down. Guys, this is a team that struggled mightily last year, and the entire offseason was built around performing better in ACC play.
Well, they just didn't have the dudes to get it done last year. Didn't have enough talent. But they're a year older. They've gone to the transfer portal. They've done a good job recruiting from the high school ranks. And, David, they think this year they've got the guys they need to win more games in ACC play.
Hey, Coach Palmer, you said...
He's got it in the end zone! Touchdown, Cade!
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play just like he did right there for 6 points.
Going up top on first down. It's complete to the left. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up. Not a lot of productivity on that last play. They'll try it again on 2nd and long from the 23. Back to throw, it's Bailey. Takes the easy throw in the flat. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, this defense knows they're going to have to go sideline to sideline to stop this offense. Nice job there rallying to the back who caught the swing pass there on the right perimeter.
Decibels rising as the crowd gets behind this defense on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it in the middle, it's Metcalf. And he almost ran away from everybody on that one. A huge pickup on that play.
Yeah, and the quarterback knew exactly where he wanted to go with the football, had time, spins the ball deep. Nice job by this offense, understanding what the defense is giving them and creating the explosive play.
Catch in the middle, it's Concepcion. He's brought down, solid pickup, but a little bit short of the first down. Line getting set on 2nd down. They want to just keep throwing it. It's caught. All the way down to the 25-yard line. They move the sticks. It's 1st down. North Carolina State defining efficiency on this drive. On the option. And I think they'll give him 2 on that one. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Now that's what you're trying to do as a defense. Limit those damages when they run the football. Get them on the ground, short gains to set your defense for positive situations down the road.
He wants to pass it on 2nd down. And that one's incomplete.
To have the home crowd going absolutely bananas. Communication is harder. The snapping the football, everybody being on time. Man, this crowd really affecting the football game.
Back to throw, it's Bailey. Look at this time. He fires toward the end zone. Just threw that one way too far.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're 3rd and long in field goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Thought he had it and couldn't get it through the uprights. He missed it. And they couldn't cut into the lead. It's still a 7-point game. Quarterback making adjustments with his receivers. Now after that run, they're in pretty good shape at the 30-yard line. Got 8 on 1st down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. The give to the tailback. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. You got to think they'll try to muscle their way forward on 3rd and short from the 29. Looking to throw for it. Spits it out to the back. Caught. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the 1st down. We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary.
Miami, 7. NC State, 0.
They'll start the drive here with first down to open this period. They'll go to the ground. Continuing to turn and move it forward, and they're closing in on midfield. It's down at the 48. They can really be aggressive after that last play. It's 2nd and 3. They'll turn to Martinez. And how about the work up front by that big defensive line?
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
Found enough room to get it into enemy territory. They're down at the 43-yard line. Off the play fake on first down. Unloads to the wideout. Oh, picked off. Got some room to run. The interception stopped the threat, and the return even better as he crosses midfield and gets it to the 49. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. They'll run it from the gun. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. They run the reverse. He's dropped behind the line of scrimmage. That'll be a loss of 3.
You know, as an offense, oftentimes you try the reverse play because you're trying to take advantage of a defense over pursuing and by a lot of defensive team speed. Didn't work right there. Great discipline by this defense.
That pass is incomplete, and they might be fortunate it wasn't knocked free for a fumble. It'll be third down. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. NC State to bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. And they'll keep it away from the return man as the punt goes out of bounds. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive, what made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
All right, that's a good result for the defense. We knew coming into this year they wanted to really improve their pass defense and their secondary and coverage. Nice job there.
On third and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Setting up the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. And the Canes come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Give to the running back. Defense closed down quickly after a gain of 3. They'll mark it at the 32.
Yeah, and listen, offensively, you run the RPOs. You just want positive yards, make the right read the guy. If he wants to drop back a little bit, hand it off, get some positive yards, go on to the next play.
Slams ahead for a yard out to the 33.
You know, I think a big part of this isn't necessarily scoring a touchdown on that play, but you're just trying to get your offensive line in the rhythm of the game. Let those big fellas get lathered up.
Trying to pick up a first down. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. He's got the back in the middle. And he's going to be just short of the first down. It's going to bring up a decision for this coach. The Canes will punt it away on fourth down. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. And it looks as if there will be no return here as the punt goes out of bounds. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. That last drive fizzled out, Jesse. They had to punt it.
Yeah, they did. And, David, they're just going to have to do a better job this time around erasing the mental mistakes.
And just trying to solve the defensive riddle, understanding what they're trying to do to you and attacking.
coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Here's the handoff. At midfield, he's got room. And how about that? What the doctor always ordered, an explosive play to the 40.
Yeah, defensively, you better be ready to run east and west when you're playing against this offense and their running game. That time, the offense was able to outflank the defense to the right side for a big play.
And you can forget running in the middle against this defense. And now on second down for this offense. They'll run play action. Finds his man. It's Metcalf. Ripping off a good chunk inside the 25, and they're set up with a first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and we have ourselves a ball game, and they have a chance to take the lead here before the half. They'll throw it on first down. And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, the offense very fortunate to fall on that football. The offense uses a timeout to stop the clock, and they'll get a quick breather. Really need to pick up some yardage this time on second and long. Thomas looking to fire. He's taking the shot. Got it! And he will score! Touchdown, Wolfpack!
And what a nice start for this offense. The throw game getting working, getting the touchdown pass. This quarterback getting a little bit of confidence. This passing game getting in a rhythm. Nice start for this offense.
And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. That last drive won't go on the highlight reel after ending in a punt. They'd like to be more productive this time, David.
And I think this offense has to be a little bit more balanced. Find a little balance between the run, Jesse, and working in that pass.
And I think, too, David, it's just going to take...
Pulls it in on the left. And he breaks into the open. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Hurricane. And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, we have a final in the Red River rivalry between Oklahoma and Texas in Dallas. Oklahoma was relentless today in a road win that frankly wasn't even as close as the final score indicates. This was a vintage Sooners performance, one that really should instill confidence within this program. Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a top 15 matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
And Kevin Connors keeping an eye on everything all over the country. Sounds like they had a good one there. The offense calls a timeout to stop the clock. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The roar of the crowd trying to fuel this defense to keep them pinned in their own end. Going up top. Catch inside the 30 and still running. And he strides his way into the end. Offense getting set for first down. Looking to move it through the air. Pocket starts to collapse. And he was hit just as he released it, and it falls to the turf.
Well, this defense felt coming into the game that if he was going to try to throw from the pocket, they could get to him and affect his accuracy, and they did on that last play.
To the air, it's Sims. Got the back over the middle. They'll give him 4 on that one. It's 3rd and 6. And the Hurricanes want to move quickly. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Finds a man on the left. And he's brought down after a nice gain. Woo, boy, this freshman quarterback has a hose. Did he sing that thing in there? Trying to find his man on first down. Oh, he wants it all. And the DB forcing the incomplete pass.
was incomplete.
This is going to be a key that we look at this entire game. How can this defense find ways to affect this quarterback and get pressure on him? Because they felt coming into the game, if they could do that, they could affect him and influence this passing game.
Quarterback checking the play. Misfired on first down, back to the air on second. Back open in the middle.
Pass on second.
To him and knock him down to prevent a big gain. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Great job by the quarterback thrown against zone coverage. You cannot telegraph where you're throwing the football. You cannot eyeball wide receivers. So great job by the quarterback using his eyes, not staring down his guy. And then
the offense will quickly use a timeout. With all those receivers in the game, you might think they were getting ready to try to take a big shot. Instead, just efficiently moving the chains.
Yeah, you got all that speed. It scares the mess out of me. I might give you more of a cushion.
He's going up top. And the DB making a huge play, knocking it away downfield.
Nice job in coverage there. Offense trying to take a shot downfield. The defender able to tip that one up in the air and force it incomplete.
Throws to the wideout. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9.
Man, the defense is making it tough on this quarterback early. They already have an interception. They almost came away with another one there. They're doing a great job reading his eyes and breaking on the ball.
The pass is incomplete, and the clock will stop with 5 seconds left.
Yeah, and on money down defensively, you got to find ways to affect the quarterback. Nice job by the defense, getting the pressure, getting to him, getting a hit on him, and forcing the incompletion, and now forcing the fourth down.
On fourth down, he'll try to toss it. Under heavy pressure, lets it fly. Oh, he's playing with fire, and he's picked off. And he's dragged down after the interception, and that's how we'll close out the first half. North Carolina State will kick it off to open the third quarter.
Set to kick this one away.
And he takes this from inside the 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Quarterback and running back set up in the pistol. Now he's going to break the pocket. He's going to run it. Nice run there to keep things moving before they force him out of bounds. And here comes the offense on second down. Martinez on the carry. Still running at the 40. And there was lots of space as he gets it to the 39-yard line.
Well, on that one, they decide to attack the left outside on the ground. You see the speed by the ball carrier there. He's picking up a huge chunk of yards.
I can't imagine any reason they wouldn't just run that play again.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Why not just go back to the well one more time?
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to throw at Sims. He's got his man. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. They've worked it down to the 30. This defense standing tall, trying to force a field goal try. Fires to the wideout. Makes a connection. A quick tackle made, but he's got plenty for the first down. The Hurricanes are on the move. They'll go back to the ground. Knocked off his feet, but not before he picks up 6 yards down to the 10.
And a nice job by the running back, finding space, getting downhill, making the good run. Great job finishing with his pads.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Can White cross the plane to get the 6, but they'll have the first down. Defense is backed up. Shadow of the goalpost trying to defend their own end zone. They'll dial up the run on 1st and goal. Touchdown, Miami! They take the lead with the 6. And with the extra point, the score is now 21-14. They put together an 81-yard drive, and they capped it off with a 1-yard plunge. He thought about bringing that out for a half second, but he'll take a knee and they'll bring it to the 25. North Carolina State has it back in the offense, headed to the field. Jesse, a very productive drive last time wound up with a touchdown.
Yeah, mixing and matching play calling really well. Nice balance on that last one, Dave. Let's see what they can do here in this next drive.
Yeah, and I don't expect anything different. When you put together a drive like that, I would do more of the same. Keep the pace, keep it going.
Well, Reese, you and I were talking about this before the game. How is this defense going to be able to deal with all the speed they have offensively? You saw them just rip off a big play.
And, Jesse, now their head's spinning just a little bit. Give up a big chunk play, and it's right back at him. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. Still some work to do after that last completion at second down. To the air. It's Bailey. Finds his big tight end. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down. No reason to panic when you see those extra bodies coming. Just find the big tight end.
Well, and the great ones do that. The great ones are okay. You want to blitz? I know my answers. I'm all right. I'll stay patient. Find the matchup. This time it was the tight end. Finds the tight end, throws a strike, gets the first down.
NC State quick to the line. They'll run it out of the shotgun. He had to fight for a couple down to the 33.
I never know if it's grammatically correct to say a team is being out-physicaled. You hear it a lot in football, though. That's happening in this game. They're just not getting the push they need all game long up front to have any success when they decide to run it.
And they wanted it all on third down, but now dealing with fourth down. And they'll send out the field goal unit. They put on the heat and they blocked it. He picks it up. That's a live ball. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. There wasn't much need to throw it around on that last drive for the touchdown, Jesse. They got it done running the ball.
And David, I don't think you have to overthink this thing. If they can't stop you running it, why would you stop handing it off? Just keep at it here on this drive.
Well, and if I'm the defense, I'm making some changes. I'm bringing in more big bodies. I'm playing more aggressive towards the line of scrimmage. I am not going to let them have that kind of drive again.
They make the stop, but this passing game does some damage, and they move the sticks with the first down. A new set of downs after the completion. Going to the running game. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
You want to talk about making it easy for an offensive coordinator. You pick up a bunch of yards on first down, make that second down really, really manageable. That's a great job by the offense.
They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
And sometimes for the defense, it just takes one play, right, to create some momentum. Obviously, this guy's been eating him up. He's got over 100 yards rushing on the day. But finally, David, they get something positive here in the run game defensively.
But you kind of know that coming in. He's going to get his. Such a great back, and he's had a great day. Need to put more plays together like that right there.
Now on fourth down, they'll try to come away with 3. Never a doubt. Right down the middle. And now the lead's extended a little further. And for a quick update, let's go to Kevin Connors in the studio.
Guys, right back to your game after we update the nation on this one. Florida managed to avoid being gator bait by scratching and clawing their way to a narrow victory. This wasn't the blowout some had hoped for, but it sure beats the alternative. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Went to the running game on first down. Now here they come again. Dropping back, it's Bailey. He looks that one in nicely. And he'll go down, but he has enough for the first down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver now comes in motion. On the option. Not a whole lot of room there. 3 yards maybe, 2nd and 7.
And it's just simple. Simple first down run, showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
We've reached the end of the quarter, and Miami is on top. And as we switch ends of the field, let's take a quick look at the national rankings. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. He's looking to throw. Coming after it. That's caught. It's Rodgers. He's really close to that first down marker, but they stop him just a bit short.
This offense has their work cut out for them, man, because the coverage has been so tight. And if you're not throwing to the sideline or you're not getting past the sticks, this defense is going to tackle you inbounds like they just did on that last play and bleed the clock.
Big third down as the crowd gets behind this defense. They'll try to run for it. That'll be enough for the first down, and they'll mark it at the 48.
Well, the good news is you got the first down running it there on second and short, but the bad news is you're down by quite a bit here in the fourth quarter, and 2, 3, 4-yard gains aren't going to get it done. You've got to start chucking this thing vertically to get back in the game.
And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him.
Yeah, this coaching staff, they're getting this offensive line lathered up and into a rhythm now. They're letting them drive off the ball on first down on these running plays, and they're getting chunks of yardage.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves him with second and short. Power football with the run. Tackled, but he has a first down.
Yeah, and this offense, listen, we're in warp speed, right? We got to score a bunch of points here. We're down. We're trailing. We got to go fast, but we also got to get first downs. And that's a nice job sneaking in the run, getting the first down, and now we crank the tempo back up.
Finds his tight end. Excellent job working through the air there, finding a hole in that defense and picking up a first down. The Wolfpack hoping to pay off this red zone trip. Wide receiver shows motion. From the red zone, looking for a man. Unleashes one deep. Ball into the end zone, and it's intercepted. And the senior just snatched the ball out of the air and gave it back to his offense. Looking for a productive play on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. That, friends, is a busted play. Incomplete.
And I tell you what, I know it's little when these QBs miss and the ball's not right to them, but, man, it makes such a difference with yardage after the catch. And in this case, even catching the football, it was just a little bit off, and it just made it a little bit difficult for his wide receiver to try to make the catch.
Now on third down for this offense. To throw, it's Sims. That pass not close as he got drilled trying to deliver it, and it'll bring up fourth down. And the Canes line up to punt it away. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. He'll aim it toward the sideline to try to make it tough on the return team. On first down, here comes this offense. He'll start this drive firing. He's got the tight end. And they finally haul him down, but not before the good catch and run. Now from the 48-yard line, it's 1st and 10. He's going to pass. Just had to get rid of that one. Good job to fight another play. And the incompletion brings up a second down. He's looking to throw. Got him downfield. Hit the afterburners, kid. Touchdown, NC State. Lead. First down here for the offense. They'll turn to Martinez. Tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
That's such a nice start to this drive, too, because you've got the lead late and you want to run the football. You want to be physically dominant.
Going downfield for the big play. And they can't hook up. Going for the big play on second down. Now it's third down. If they can convert here, that type of play can really give you a shot of momentum. Fires to the middle. Makes the grab. Really confident throw and catch there. Big pickup, and they have a first down. And the Canes come to the line with a new set of downs. They want that clock to run. Makes him talk to the hand. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. Got 6 on first down. Now a lot of options on 2nd and 4. And a really short game before he gets a whole bunch of company from the defense.
This offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
A little too anxious along that offensive line. That'll be a false start.
False start. Offense.
So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. A 3rd down try for the offense. Looking to throw, it's Sims. Using the back as a receiver on the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. The Canes are moving quickly down the field. Quick touch pass to the receiver. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6. We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a 1-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. They're in control. The clock is their friend. You'd have to expect another run here on 2nd and 6. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. This 3rd down play might be the last chance for this defense to stay in the game. They'll try to pick up the first through the air. He caught it! Into the end zone! Touchdown, Canes!
You know, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown. Fielded in the end zone. It's Metcalf. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out in the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. NC State sending the offense back onto the field. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you're playing a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer, now it's on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a 2-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take your time and give your defense an opportunity to get their win.
Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. He'll come out throwing on first down. Got his man on the right. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense. New set of downs after that completion. Dropping back, it's Bailey. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. And he'll take it in. They couldn't.
Touchdown.
They got the touchdown they needed. Now trailing by a field goal, they'll line up for the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. All right, this game just got tighter, and you just don't want to make a mistake here, David.
Especially in the 4th quarter. Remember, you're still leading this ball game. You're still going to execute the same way, Palmer. Don't get frantic.
Don't get frantic, but I would like to see them stay aggressive, too. You put a touchdown up on the board here, and this goes back to being a 2-possession game.
It's one thing to execute early in the game. Tight ball game, right at the end. You need the clutch plays. These guys deliver.
And you can't teach that gene. You have people that can focus in the moment or they can't. Great job by the team, staying focused, understanding it's a close battle, win those 1 play at a time, and then look up and then, heck, I got the win.
Yeah.